everyone, this is Culture Africa Gal coming to you with my very first install of the crochet braid. A lot of other YouTubers have been actually putting ideas out there about how to install it, and I kind of mixed up the different ideas that I got from everyone else in regards to the braid pattern, how you install it, all of those things from different people. So this is kind of different than what everybody else has been doing. But anyway, again, this is my first install and my first video, everyone, of the crochet braids. So I actually used the Xpression hair. I'm so sorry, y'all. I forgot the I threw out the cover, but I have the bag. So it's the Xpression hair. I don't know if it's going to come out backwards, but it's the Xpression hair. It's very different from the typical synthetic hair, which is usually like $1.99 or $2.99 a pack, or the 99-cent synthetic. I really preferred this type of hair because it looked more natural, didn't have a lot of sheen to it. I am also parents are from Ghana, and I'm from Ghana, so a lot of African hairstyles, stylists and braidists, they use this type of hair. So I really wanted this type of style. As I mentioned in the title, this is my version of the invisible part. As you can see, you don't really see too much knotting. It looks like it's coming out of my head. I borrowed this idea from Linga, the boss. You can tell that this is fairly different from my other pieces, which you can tell have that knot, in the middle, and I didn't really like leaving that there. Some people do, some people don't, but I personally did not want to leave it like this. I preferred this way, and I'll try to see if I can attempt to show you the difference between how you do this part versus the traditional part that everyone else is kind of doing, which is this. And I didn't really like this. I felt like the spacing was too much, and I just didn't like it. But anyway, I haven't really done much to it. I will say I realized that I used a lot of hair. I actually did 2 packs of hair, and you can kind of see how long it is. I used 2 packs of hair, and I'm wondering if I probably should have used just 1.5, because it is really thick. As you can see, I realized that I needed to make a video for this, because once I curl it, I'm going to definitely change the style of it, so it's actually a little thicker than what I'm showing you. And I also used a razor to thin it out a little bit, because it was a little thick. So I would recommend, even if you attempt to do 2 packs, you use as little hair as possible. And I think I used a lot of hair in the back and try to thin it out as I got to the top. Other tips that I think I recommend for people, especially I don't remember ever seeing in other videos, but essentially this is what the hair looks like. I cut it into 3 packs, and that was recommended by somebody else. So essentially what I did was, say this was it, the pack. This is definitely not as much longer. I did that, and then I did this. So essentially you have 1, 2, 3 pieces. So I cut here, and then I cut here, and that's how I got my 3 sections. So this is one of the sections, and you can tell it's just as long as it's pretty long. I mean, if you can tell how it's basically down to my mid-back. What you do is, when you cut it, you don't want this blunt end at the end. So what you do is you slowly pull out pieces, okay? And I'll just show you. You slowly pull out pieces like that. You kind of fan it out. And as you fan it out, you can see that it becomes like a tapered end versus that blunt end. And then you just slowly brush it out. I'm using my hands, because if I use the brush, I'm probably going to have to walk away from the screen. But that's how you get that tapered look. versus you getting that blunt look because you cut it. In terms of my braid pattern, I will say I'm not going to recommend this braid pattern to some extent, because I feel like unless you really want tiny braids, let me step back. I would recommend this braid pattern to some extent, but I would say if you install that you put as little as hair as possible. So let's go through. So I basically, my edges are kind of thin and I have a lot of hair. And I just felt like it would be better for me to do braids going down on the side. So essentially I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did 7 actually, and that's a lot for some people, but I have a lot of hair. So let me repeat again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 braids going down this way, okay? And then I think I tried to replicate the same. I may have less. And I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 right here. So I tried to attempt. So I have 6 going down, and then I have and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 going back. Okay, now I did this a little different because I don't like middle parts. So I have 2 going back that are slightly angled because I wanted it to fall that way. So I angled it. I used my tail comb brush, comb, and I angled it and made my line this way. And I have 2 going all the way back, and I have these going all the way back. And again, I'll have to show pictures of how I did it, but I have a lot of hair. So essentially when I braided it all the way back, I'll try to see if I can open up. When I braided it all the way back, I connected it. I connected all the braids in the back like that, because I have a lot of hair. And if I did it straight back, I'd have too much bulkiness in the back, and I kind of a little bit do, but, and then I had 1 braid that zigzagged down in the bottom. In any event, so like I said, I did the invisible part just for these 1, 2, 3, 4 braids, because that was the one that would be more exposed. So as you can see, I did, this was the invisible part and these 2 were invisible. Okay, so let me see about if I can show you how to do the invisible part. So I would try to start on maybe here where you can see, and again you take your hair and again you essentially taper it. Give me 1 second, I need to get a brush. So sorry y'all, this is my first video. You're gonna have to apologize. So anyway, so you taper the ends, and then once you taper the ends, you definitely want to brush it, and then you have to do the same for the other side because it needs to be replicated. So again, you taper the ends, and then you'll see it bunches up right there, and then you want to use a brush And as you can see, both ends are tapered. So as I said, I was using larger pieces of hair, but I would recommend, especially if you're going for a more natural look and not so puffy like what I did, that you try to minimize the amount of hair that you're going to put in. So for those who are not familiar with the crochet, you're going to basically use a needle, crochet needle, and it basically opens and closes, and then you pull it through your hair. Okay, so I'm right-handed, so essentially this is the braid. You're going to put this under the braid, and then you're going to do this. Okay, and then you're going to place your braid here, your hair, close, and pull through. Now what I'm going to recommend to you is for you to understand that you have two parts to your hair. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time. Okay, it opens, it closes. So you're going to slide the crochet needle under your hair and make sure that this thing that opens and closes goes past your braid. You're going to create basically some tension to place the hair over this. And I think when I first started I didn't do that, but over time I kind of learned how to do it. So you're going to place this over, and then you're going to place this under your needle. Now like I said, remember that there are two parts. You're going to twist the hair once, twice, and 3 times. 2 is probably fine, but I'll just do 3. Once you do that, you're going to slip one end, just one end through here. Okay, this is for the invisible part. You're going to flip one end through, tie it. Now the end that's going to cover the braid, you leave that alone. Okay, the end that is going to cover the braid, you leave it alone. And what you do is the end that is under the braid, you're going to tie it with 1 knot, 2 knots. Okay, and then that essentially is going to cover the braid, and you won't see that knot. So I'll do that one more time. Okay, so again, you're going to separate your hair. You're going to pick up your needle. You're going to go under the braid. You are going to create tension, place it on the hook, close, slide through, twist the hair once, twice, 3 times, pull one end through it, tie the hair that is going over the braid, you leave it, the hair that is under. Okay, you tie it once, twice, ta-da. Okay, so that is for, essentially, you're only going to do that for your part. Okay, you're not going to do that for the rest of the hair because you're not going to see that. Now, for those of you who want to know how to do for the rest of your hair, and that's what I did for the rest of my hair, the difference is this. Okay, so you are going to place the hair. You're going to place your needle under your braid. You're going to create tension. Do that. It closes. Slide it under. Now the difference with this is you are going to twist once, twice, 3 times, but you're going to put both in there. And then you're just going to pull. And that's it. And some people, let me say this. Some people just do 1 knot. For a few of them, I did 1 knot. For some of them, I did 2, 3. It really depends on how secure you feel with your braid. It may feel loose for some, so I'll try one more time with doing 3 loops. So again, this is for the rest of your hair, not for the invisible part. Put it through, pull it under. So you're going to pull once, twist, twice, and pull, and ta-da. Okay, so that will be for the rest of your hair. So I haven't done any styling yet, and as you can see, I was trying to hide it, but I can't. I'm actually going to be using these perm rods to curl. I feel like it's just too bulky for me now. I want some curl in it. So once I do that, I will let you know. I mean, for the most part, I think this is a nice style, and it looks very natural. I can put it up in a ponytail. You know, there's just so many different styles. I could probably, you know, do some, I don't know. You can do so many things with this hair. But I just want to let y'all know about my install. I'm very pleased with it. You know, I typically do my own hair, so I'm pleased with it. And I hope you guys do too. Again, my first crochet install. Bye, YouTube.